What is up, guys? It is Saturday. You know what that means. I'm getting to upload. Fate of the universe on the line. I'm getting to upload. I'd rather go 0 for 30 than 0 for 9. Because 0 for 9 means you stop shooting. That means you lost confidence. But anyways, I told you guys I'm not missing to upload this year on a Saturday. Whether it be a high quality vlog or me just talking to you guys once again like I'm doing here. And today's topic is going to be uncertainty. Uncertainty is one of those things that is such an uncomfortable feeling that it a lot of times it paralyzes people when they don't know how things are going to work out. And as I continue to grow older, uncertainty is one of those things you are going to have to deal with. There's no shortcuts. There's no running around. Uncertainty is not an if, it's a when. You are going to have to deal with this shit, whether you like it or not. If you want to get somewhere, that's going to take a little bit of, hard work, a little bit of dedication, a little bit of growth. Uncertainty is a factor you need to deal with. Today, I had a very slow start. I didn't really even start my day until like 3:30. I mean, I got up around 9:30 and I was just exhausted. I don't know if it was probably because of lack of sleep before, but just the overall week before today, just not feeling it. And it's not one of those days to where discipline is going to make you feel better or getting in your routine is going to make you feel better. It's one of those days. It was just one of those days you're going to feel shitty regardless of what you did. Right. And so I was thinking to myself, I found myself like spending hours just sitting in this chair thinking about how am I going to get through the day without feeling like I didn't do shit by the end of the day. And it's not that I had to be productive, but it's because I said I was going to be productive yesterday. It fell under me doing what I said I was going to do and me just doing what I need to do in order for me to get better at my craft. That included making videos, running errands, just putting me in a better situation, setting me up to be better for the following week. And I was like, bro, no matter what I do, I'm going to feel like shit doing it. So that forced me to become very, very uncomfortable and uncertain with whether I would even do what I said I was going to do at this point. And so I was thinking to myself, it just may not happen today. And that would be okay. But me being a man of my word, I was like, there's no way I can't do anything today. Thankfully, there was a protest outside. And so I went to go shoot and capture film for that. But I'm getting sidetracked. The purpose is, my point that I'm trying to make is, it worked out. Now I'm doing something that's going to lead me to become better today than I was yesterday, which is creating content and just doing something. Whenever I woke up, I did not know there's going to be an opportunity for me to go out and film something today. I did not know how it was going to work out because I wasn't feeling like doing shit the entire day. Now, granted, I didn't do everything I said I was going to do. I said I was going to fix my tire because it popped the other day, but I didn't do that. But I did something. And there's going to be days where you're not going to check everything off that list that you said you were going to do. So it's just how you could show up for yourself. And I feel like I did a great job of that today. Very proud of myself. Of course, we can always get better with the things we need to do. But even if you're not at the peak form or even if you're not at the best at what you said you were going to do, at least you did something and then you continue to build on that. And I was just saying that because I'm not satisfied with how my day went, but I can live with the fact that I did something, and something's always going to be better than nothing. And so that just goes to say that the uncertainty factor, I'm glad it didn't stop me. I'm glad I went outside. I'm glad I didn't hoard myself in this room thinking about how I didn't do anything, and it's not that I had to be productive, but rather I said I was going to be productive. Tomorrow, I'm watching football all day. You feel me? I'm not giving myself, I'm taking a rest day tomorrow. That's just like what I'm saying to do, what I'm saying I'm going to do. So I'm not going to trip up. My fault, I just hit the fuck out of him. I'm not going to trip off the fact that I'm not being the most productive tomorrow. I saw a TikTok the other day and it was something along the lines of consistently good is better than occasionally great. And I was like, bro, that just means you have to show up, regardless of regardless of what it looks like, you just have to show up, man. And then you can build on that. You can understand that not every day is gonna feel great. You bro, shit, this random Wednesday, you can feel like the best in the world, your serotonin flow, and you can do anything. That's when you build on that and you do what you do the best you can that day so your output maximizes for that day, right? But when this shit, you just not feeling this shit, you show up anyway. You do the things you need to do. But I didn't want to, come on here and just talk about bullshit the entire day. I want to talk about something that I actually learned about myself. And me even just saying this shit doesn't mean it's gonna become easier for me. But I just wanted to express my thoughts and feelings out in the world, and whoever watches. But again, this upload is, I don't know how everything's gonna work out. Um, and that makes me uncomfortable. I'm not gonna lie. That makes me uncertain. But I do know shit is going to work out regardless of how it does, man. And that goes for my work, that goes for my lifestyle, that goes for my this studio apartment I'm in that I don't necessarily like, but I'm extremely grateful for. Like, I did not expect, like a year ago, I did not expect to still be in this city working. I expected to be back at home. Who's to say from a year ago from today I won't be back home, or I won't be in another city, or I won't be in a different part of the city. It's just so weird. Like, if you try to control everything, you're gonna be so disappointed, bro. It's going, you just setting yourself up for failure if you try to control every single aspect of your life. Sometimes you just gotta let shit flow, and you do the best you can, and whatever happens, man. You can control what you can control. You can control your output. You can control how many reps you put in. You can't control, just the weather tomorrow or some shit. You feel me? Like, you just gotta be able to, you gotta let go sometimes, I think, man. And that's the nature of the game. Yeah, bro. And I feel like I'm a control freak a lot of the time. And when somebody, like, for example, one of my friends that I'm like, one of my homies I'm trying to become closer to, or me just reaching out to people, right? And I'm trying to reach out to them and they're not reciprocating the same energy I'm getting back. And it's like, damn, like, fuck, like, I'm trying, but at the end of the day, I can't control another person's actions. It's cool. You will find another friend. You will find other people who actually like to hang out with you and shit like that, or actually, communicate with you back. And, you deserve to be optimistic about your life. You deserve that. Who else is going to do it for you? No one's going to be more optimistic about your life than you are. So it's we live in such a negative world nowadays with everything going on. And ICE, just for current events, ICE, you guys know about the lady who was unfortunately, murdered this week. And it's like, there's so many avenues of, so many reasons to be down, and that is definitely a situation where you know you need to act upon in order to make shit change. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the life of how you want to live, you got to decide whether you want to like stand for change or continue doing the same thing, and be optimistic about that change and be optimistic about how you want to live. So before, I keep, rambling, I just wanted to get that video out there. If you guys watch these videos, thank you. They're not the highest effort, but they are the most raw and authentic. So to whoever watches this, I truly appreciate you, bro. And yeah, man, hope you have a great rest of your weekend. NFL playoffs tomorrow. I just finished watching the Packers versus the Bears. Huge comeback. Y'all let me know y'all's NFL picks down below. And that's another thing I'm trying to get more used to, is exploring all my interests and finding them, tuning them down into how I express myself. So yeah, man, you guys have a great rest of your weekend. I'll catch y'all later, and peace.